Hey guys, or whoever's watching. Started a YouTube channel, I don't know, like a month ago. I'm 53 and I work for myself. Wasn't born with anything, like a silver spoon or anything like that. I had to work for everything I wanted, and I got what I got from life in return. So I've been doing a lot of, I don't know if I can call it work, but looking on YouTube at different channels and stuff like that, and from 50-year-olds and 60-year-olds or whatever. And I gotta tell you, it's pretty depressing. Like the amount of videos of people talking about, I'm done. I've had it. I've had it with the system. I'm done with being screwed by the man. I deserve happiness. And I'm just afraid, like 20-year-olds and stuff, they're all going to see this. And it's like I said, I didn't have anything. I built my first house when I was 22 years old because I worked 3 jobs. And if you watch one of my other videos, it explains like my uncle and my grandfather and how that came to be. Now, I worked 3 jobs to build that house. And it wasn't great. It wasn't a great house. It was a 22-year-old's house. But, I did it. And it's like you get what you put in. Now, I say that, but like if people work at a company for 30 years or whatever, and you can say you've worked hard at that company for 30 years. I'm not here to tell you you did or you didn't. But all these people on YouTube, they're like, I busted my ass for this company for 30 years and I worked for the system and they just held me down and they kept me from being happy. Dude, I don't agree with that. Like, you have your own brain. If you've worked for a company for 30 years and they're like, they held you down and you didn't get anything out of it and you're just now going to be happy the last 15 years of your life, well then, I'm sorry, but it wasn't the company. You did something wrong. Like I said, I worked 3 jobs to build my first house, and then I kept going, and then I had kids, but I still worked hard. In your 20s and 30s, you just got to work hard. And then in your 50s, 60s, things turn around. Like it all depends on your frame of mind. And I just don't want younger people to see this shit and be like, oh, yeah, why the fuck should I go to work today? Why should I do this? Why should I do that? The system's holding me down. I should be enjoying my life. I should be enjoying everything. And you should, but there's time for that. There's time to work and there's time to enjoy. Back in the day when you had to garden during the spring and summer and harvest in the fall, like, that's something you had to do or you die. And then there's people that are like, oh, I just can't stand that. Come Sunday night, I have to think about work on Monday. And it's like, dude, well, obviously you're going to start thinking about work on Sunday, but it's all in how you frame it in your mind. Back in the day, they didn't stop like taking care of the animals on the weekend. They didn't stop, oh, it's Sunday night. I shouldn't have to deal with that stupid cow or that stupid horse. It's like, for some reason, we have this weird conception that like, oh, this is not the life that I should have. You need to hustle and make a life that you want. I'm 53. I'm standing in a foundation. Like I just dug this hole so I could get like a septic pump in it. It's just life. It'd be like the same if I was working in my garden in the 1600s to try and make it to that's basically the same thing. It's like Life can suck if you want it to. It really can. If that's all you're fucking dwelling on, yeah, life can really suck for sure. But if you bust your balls and you get out there, and I'm talking 20s and 30s, I still enjoyed myself in my 20s and 30s. But when I was building my house, then I rented the rooms and stuff like that out. And I built a garage to put my motorcycle in. And I lived in the apartment. It was just, but I was still working 2 or 3 jobs. My friends would go out on the, dude, you coming out? And I'm like, no, man, I got to finish this garage. Well, dude, at some point, you got to go. I'm like, I will. When the freaking garage is done and I'm living in the apartment and you're renting my house and paying for me to live, then yeah, I'll go out. Unless I'm building something else. Because I hustled. Nobody gave me shit. Like, you got to hustle. So stop telling these kids, like, you should be able to enjoy your life, period, no matter what. All the freaking time. That's just not how any of this works. The birds and the deer in the woods and stuff, they're not being held down by the system. But they're working every day. They're out there working, trying to find food, building nests. They're hustling. But for some reason, you don't think you have to? And I don't give a shit what anybody says. In the best country in the world, if you go move somewhere else because you're pissed about this system, bye. Like, dude, come on. Yeah, do I agree with everything that they spend our taxes on? Do I agree with everything, every law they come up with? No, I don't. But at the same time, it's like you're not going to convince me that I'm better off being in some other third world country or I've been to Europe a dozen times. I absolutely love Europe. I don't want to live there. I don't want to live there. I am happy in the good old US of A. Why? Because I worked my ass off and it paid me back. Now I'm 53. Yes, am I digging this hole? Yes, am I in this foundation? I build spec houses for a living. Because in the hustle, I learned how to do it. Getting out there and hustling. I learned how to do it. So now I sell spec houses. And now, everybody can be like, oh, that must be friggin' nice. Well, guess what? If the house doesn't sell, I'm fucked. So everything comes with a risk. So if the house doesn't sell, does that mean I'm going to be like, oh, it was the system. Oh, system held me down. Oh, I hate the system. Such a shitty system. Meanwhile, you're walking with your super expensive phone and walking with your latte, and you're doing fine. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have gone on the rant. I wanted to do something fun with this channel. And if you look at any of my shorts and stuff, I like to joke around and make fun of myself and make fun of some other things. And just trying to do my homework, hustle to become pretty good at YouTube as a side hustle when I retire, which is, probably in a couple of years, because I don't want to be part of the system anymore. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, so I think what some of the younger people need to, just a little bit of advice to add on to my little rant and my little soapbox. You need to listen to people that are older than you. And when they tell you things, keep your ears open. Now, I always listen to people that are older than me that said, like when I was building my house, my grandfather was like, you just got to take 2 years of your life. Don't go out. Don't spend your money on stupid things and use all your money towards building this house. He's like, 2 years is going to go by fast. And guess what? 2 years goes by fast. 2 years goes by fast. And before I knew it, I had something. He was 100% right. I lived in a pop-up tent until Christmas with my dog. My refrigerator was outside. And then we moved into the house with like a couple of pieces of insulations in the ceiling and an electric heater. It's like you take 2 years of your life and you could do something. So that's what I did. I listened to someone that was older than me, you know, and, you know, older people tell you got to diversify. You got to save your money, stuff like that. But it's true. It's 100% true. Now, there's people that obviously you don't want to listen to that are older than you, like the ones that sit in the bar, you know, at noontime, and they already have like 3 or 4 drinks in them, and they're trying to enlighten you on advice. Yeah, that's probably not the people that you probably want to listen to. But people that have done something with themselves, there's videos out there with this kid that, you know, interviews people in their 80s. You know, if you had the future you to tell, you know, tell yourself when you were young. Like, those are interesting things. And it's exactly what I'm saying. And what I did is I listened to people that were older than me, people that went through it. I'm not saying, you know, probably not every time. Like when I was a kid, Gen Xer, riding my bike. Hey, don't hit that jump, you break your face. Boom, did it anyway, broke my face. You know, yeah. There were times that I didn't listen to people that are older than me. But if you listen to people that are older than you, and stop being so high and mighty about this whole system thing and how, you know, you were born into America that, you know, that treats you like shit and the healthcare system sucks and retirement sucks and all that. Like, dude, we live in a place that you can make your own, you could design your own future. Like, I don't have a bunch of retirement, but I learned how to build. I built some apartments and stuff, and I'm going to be fine. Because that's the other thing is, like, you have to know when enough is enough. You know, like, I'm not worried about being a gazillionaire. You know, you listen to some of these guys and they're like, you know, you deserve to be happy, and you do deserve to be happy. So do it, make it for yourself, but you're going to have to work. No one else is going to pay you for it. Work and then go do something that makes you happy. It's on you if you don't. You know, and it's like, I did the work. I'm happy as a pig and shit. I got 2 kids in Montana. I was able to pay for my kids to go through school. Well, one of them, and the other one just isn't done yet. But we'll be able to pay for 2 of them to go through school. I never thought I would do that. Again, it came from nothing. Nobody told me to go to college. Nobody told me that. Nope. And, you know, that's the other thing. I went to college and now I have huge student debt. Well, you were in college to use your brain. You didn't use your brain to think, man, maybe I shouldn't take on these loans. Really gets me when people are math majors and they do that. I'm like, holy shit, you're a math major and you didn't do the math on this? But anyway, so enough is enough. Like, I know that I'm 53 and I'll have enough if I retire, you know, in a couple of years at 55 when my son's out of college. I'm going to have enough money coming in from my rentals and stuff that I'll be fine. I mean, I'm not making $1 million a month on my rentals, but I'm gonna make enough, and I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my life. You know, not being held down by the man. But when is enough enough? Do you need the brand new snowmobile? Do you need the brand new motorcycle? Do you need the brand new car, the brand new truck? Do you need the 4,000 square foot house? No, you don't. Like, you can raise a family in a 1,200 square foot house and then be able to go do shit with your family. And you know how many McMansions I see with 2 brand new snowmobiles, a brand new dirt bike, a brand new car, brand new this? That guy's fucking stressed out, up to his eyeballs. It's like, my truck's a 2011. I drive an 05 RAV4. It can carry my mountain bike, and carry my snowboard, my dog. But guess what? I don't have a car payment on it. So the system didn't tell me I had to have one. It suggested it. It suggested a car payment. It suggested more than one car payment. It suggested a brand new motorcycle, a brand new dirt bike. It suggested all those things. But I used my brain and said, no, I don't want that. I don't need that. I don't need that. You know what I need? I need an asset. I need something that's going to help me in the future. That's what I need. That's what's going to help me. Something that's going to grow, blah, blah, blah. Oh, wait, where did I get that from? From listening to people that are older than me. Some people that have been through it. You know, like people that have been through the Depression. Stuff like that. And that's what I'm worried about with kids nowadays, because kids now, I mean, they're not stupid. It's not this, you know, kids are different these days. No, that isn't it. They're still people. It's what we're telling them. And then when they get on this on YouTube and stuff, and they see these people in their 50s, and they're like, "You've been screwed your whole life. Don't let it happen to you." Well, you know what? When they're 50 and they don't work for anything, and they're 50 years old, they're going to be looking back on the video and be like, "Dude, you fucked me. Like, you made me think that I could live my whole life without being in the system, and I would be fine. And now I have nothing. I have nothing to show for it." I don't know. I gotta finish digging this hole. No one else is gonna dig it. I guess I'll be part of this system. Anyway, I don't know how many people I probably pissed off, but it is what it is. Maybe it's just because it's like I'm in the sun doing this and I need some water. I'm not sure. But like and subscribe. Make a comment. Maybe.